Big fucking difference. It's the equivalent of somebody throwing a big birthday party at their house and a stranger shows up at your front door, knocks on your door. You look at him, you talk to him, he seems chill, and you let him in. Versus the stranger that doesn't knock at your front door, he jumps over your fence and jumps into the party. Who are you going to let in the party, chat? Does that make sense? Immigration is a consent problem when you really think about it. And you would think that the liberals, the left wing, would understand the concept of consent. Consent means that you got permission to come in here. You didn't just jump the fence. You didn't jump the line. We gave you consent to come into the country and work or live. We didn't give you consent. So you're basically you're graping our country. We didn't give you permission to grape the country. If you want to come in the country, get the proper consent. Go through the legal route. And I think that it makes perfect sense. Exactly like I just said. It's a fucking party and you're having a crazy party. Everybody wants to be in the party. Some strangers show up at your house. They knock on your door. You open the door. You look at them. They say, oh, I just moved into the neighborhood. Blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, you know what, man? You seem like you're chill. Come on in. Come on into the party. That person came in. They did all the requirements necessary. We let them in. Versus the neighbor who's new to the neighborhood sees the party and says, you know what? I'm going to jump into this guy's party. Let me climb his fence and jump in. The guy who climbs the fence and jumps in, he needs to get arrested. He needs to get arrested. He needs to get processed. He needs to get sent back to where he came from. It's very simple. It's a very simple concept. I don't understand. Better dead than red says, they're dead wrong, Lamau. I don't think leftists are steeped in reality. And they're sheltered, rich, suburban retards. I just think that there's different levels of ignorance. I think that the problem with the left is that people on the left have this utopia mindset, right? They think that everybody is trying to do their best to help society go in the right direction, when in reality, that's not the truth. And if you think that way, you're going to get got. That's the problem. I got my own beliefs. I ain't brainwashed. If there is any government in place that puts the side against each other rather than actual popular vote for the people, it's BS. I agree to a certain degree with you on the rise, but I also disagree to a certain degree. I don't think that there's some like secret and nefarious plan to divide the people, divide and conquer. I think it's just that everybody's greedy. And yeah, there's occasionally some bad actors that do it on purpose, but for the most part, everybody's just looking out for their own self-interest. It just comes down to human greed. Oh my God. Rooster Cockburn says, go back to Africa. What a fucking clown. I'm fairly certain our governments are letting immigrants in so to divide the people and hysterical racists while they make changes in our laws and establishments that fit the elite's agenda. I mean, when you really think about it, Shalom Mong, it's always going to be for the elites, bro. It's always going to be for every single legislation that is passed is always going to be influenced by the elites because the elites are the ones who are paying the politicians for the most part. They're donating to the politicians. They're helping them with their campaigns. So they're going to get priority treatment. He says, why do you think the Cholos in LA support ICE? I mean, it's a gang organization for the most part. But the thing is, you know, a lot of people don't realize a lot of the people coming into the border aren't even Mexicans anymore. You got people coming in from all kinds of countries, man. All kinds of countries, chat. All kinds of countries. I read somewhere that one of the largest groups of people coming into the country through the southern border are Indians. So you're telling me that a guy from India is what? Part of Asia. Eurasia. A guy went all the way from Eurasia to Mexico just across the border because he was fleeing some sort of persecution or something? Like, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You went through 20 different other countries before you got here. You went through 20 different countries before you got here.
Because it was just a...
Anyways, we got to finish this video, chat. Let's finish this video and then we'll jump on the politics. We're jumping ahead of the gun here. We're jumping ahead of the gun. I wasn't expecting to start talking politics so quickly. Let's finish the video and then we'll jump on some politics. Also, this says there's only like 3 people watching the stream. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what it says. Let's finish watching Contents Universe's video and then we'll talk about some politics and we'll watch the Hasanabi clip. He says on Twitch, no, on YouTube. It says there are only 3 people watching on YouTube, supposedly. But I see more than 3 people chatting. Shalong Ling Mong, I think, is on Kick. I assume they're on Kick. Let me check. Let me see where they're from. Let me open Kick. Let's see who's on Kick and let's see who's on Twitch. Oh, no. Okay. TTD is the only one on Kick. So that means the other 2 people are from Twitch. Royalty says that country is fucked. Yo, Ahmed, thank you for joining the stream. Wait, what country is fucked, Royalty? No, he's not on. It says 2 people are watching on Twitch. So I'm assuming that Shalong Long, I can't pronounce his name, is from Twitch. Because I don't see his name on my YouTube chat. So he has to be from Twitch because he's not from Kick. Anyways, let's finish watching the fucking let's finish watching the Contents Universe video.
Safer time back then. You could turn on a TV show, you wouldn't have to worry about political agendas.